Alright guys, today's video is going to be slightly different. I had a subscriber ask what are some of the vehicle opening tools I use, and I'm a big fan of the Lishi line, so I'm going to show you some Lishi tools that I use, or opening tools. Alright, so let's get started. So first, before I start with the Lishi, here I have let's open it up here. So this is for Tibby, Ford, and Jaguar, or Jaguar, however you guys want to pronounce it. So I do have this tool. I've used it a few times on older Jaguars. Next up, I have the AccuReader. This is the GMZ tool. This has gotten me out of binds a couple times where, let's just say, there were a lot of wafers missing in a door lock on the GMZ keyway, and everybody knows how much of a pain that keyway is, where I wouldn't have as many wafers or readings in the lock as needed, and then when I run it in fill, I have like 30 options, and instead of cutting 30 some odd keys, I don't even know if these are designed to go in the ignition, but I found out a way to utilize these in the ignition to get a few more cuts, which had then made my life a heck of a lot easier to the code in getting a key cut for a Z keyway. Now I have my two Lishis pouches here. I have a smaller pouch. Let's see if I can get this open with one hand here. And then I'll let's put this down. So this is how I kind of have them labeled here. So let's just go over them one by one. I have the HU92. This is the single lifter. For those of you guys that know, there are double lifters. Okay, so you have the single and you have the double lifter. Let's pop this out of here. Okay, so this one is the single lifter tool. So if you have the single lifter version, I put on here op, and I even tagged it on the back opposite, because these read opposite. So whatever you read, it's going to be opposite when you're decoding. Then I have the HYN14R, which are pretty popular for a lot of the Hyundais and Kias. The HU108, this is the 8 cut. Okay, so this smaller bag is the ones that I don't use as common. But this is the 8 cut HU100, and then I have the Mid 11, which is for a lot of the Mitsubishis out there. Alright, here is my main one. Okay, let's pop this one open. This is my main Lishi case, which are going to be the more common ones that I utilize, and I'll put this up so we can go through them. Alright, so I'll start from left to right. First up is the HU100R, which are going to be for your newer BMWs. Okay, then I have the HU92 and the HU, which is the regular HU92. I guess the double lifter. Okay, so this is one where I can pick and decode in the same way. And then I have the HU92. DR is for direct read, so I have 2 of them in here. I'll show you what that kind of looks like. Okay, so I have double in here. I have the direct read. Okay, there's not a whole lot of locks that this will work on, but it will work every once in a while. And then I have just a regular HU92 reader. Again, this is the double. Next, I have the HU58. Okay, this is for the older BMWs, the older locks. Okay, the 4-track. Next, we have the HU66 and the HU66 direct read. Again, this is another double one that I have. Here's the direct reader one. And then behind that is the traditional or the regular HU66. Okay, which are going to be your VW products, Porsche, Audi. Next, we have the HU64. Okay, this is for Mercedes-Benz. Then we have the NSN14, and I also have the direct reader for this one as well. Okay, so I have 2 picks here. That's for your Nissan. We have Chrysler. I have 2. I have the CY24 and the CY24 direct read in here. Okay, so again, some Chrysler locks, the direct read is good and it's quick. Others, I have to pick open. Actually, I have this in the wrong spot here. All right, then I have the truck versions. Okay, or the truck version, which is the 7-cut. That's for you. That's used for a lot of the international freight liners, any of the box trucks. A lot of them utilize this lock, the Chrysler lock, but it's 7-cut instead of 8. Next, I have the Toy 43, the regular 10-cut, and the Toy 43 8-cut. Okay, so this is all of your Toyotas. Whether it be 8-cut or 10-cut. Okay, I have both of those picks there. Then I have the Toyota, or the Toy 2 is actually what it's called. That's the 2-track. This is for the 8000 series. Okay, so your newer Toyotas. That has the 80,000 series. Then I have the Toy 48, which is pretty common. Everybody knows the Toy 48 and the Toy 40. A lot of the older Toyota and Lexuses use this lock. Next, we're moving on to the Honda. So we have the Hun 58, which is the older Hondas. Okay, these are the double-sided cut keys. And then we have the current Honda keys now, which is the Hun 66. This one definitely gets a lot of action. Okay, I use this one a lot on Hondas. Next, we have the GM39. Okay. Love using this one. Also love using this one, which is a GM37. But as everybody knows, this B11 one, the warded locks, complete nightmare. Okay. Gotten a lot better at it, a lot quicker. But there's just too many. Let's see if I can get this thing to focus here. That lock is just so loose, like you get crazy, so you definitely have to use fill, and it definitely takes a lot longer. They're easy to pick open, but it's the decoding that can be a nightmare sometimes. All right, next we move on to the HU100. Okay, so we have this one. Then we have the Mazdas, the Maz 24. I have this one. Ford, it gets a lot of action as well, the FO38. And then the HU101. Okay, this one also gets a lot of action as well. All right, so let me go ahead and get this opened up. All right, guys, so that is my set. So for anyone that was interested, or the subscriber that was interested, the ones in the big case is what I use almost all the time. every single day. Okay, so those are your standard ones there. And then the last common will be these down here. Alright, so there is my Lishi collection. If you have any questions, guys, or want to see a video on any of these, then let me know. And then I'll do a video on, what these things look like in action, or how they work in action.